Deep in the heart of the Mojave Desert, under the relentless California sun, lies a place where time seems to stand still. This isn't just any stretch of desert. It's a geological masterpiece, a vibrant canvas painted by nature itself. This is Colca Canyon. For millions of years, this landscape was shaped by forces almost too immense to comprehend. The result is a breathtaking collection of hills and canyons, not of dull brown or gray, but of brilliant pinks, soft lavenders, rich reds, and dazzling whites. The name Colca wasn't chosen by accident. It perfectly describes the patchwork of colors that seems to be stitched across the hillsides, much like a calico quilt. These colors tell a story. They're a mineralogical history book, open for all to read. The rich reds and oranges speak of iron oxides, the same process that causes rust, but on a geological scale. The greens and blues hint at the presence of copper, a mineral that would later draw prospectors by the thousands. Each layer, each stripe of color, is a different chapter in the Earth's long and dramatic story. Walking through these canyons feels like stepping into another world, a place where the planet's inner artistry is on full display. The formations themselves are otherworldly, with twisted spires, smooth, rounded hills, and jagged cliffs all coexisting in a beautiful, chaotic harmony. But the story of Colca isn't just about rocks and minerals. Long before the first prospectors swung a pickaxe, this land was home to the Chemehuevi people, a branch of the Southern Paiute. They knew the secret springs, the edible plants, and the migration patterns of the animals. They left behind petroglyphs, rock art etched into the canyon walls, silent testimonies of their connection to this land. These intricate carvings of animals, symbols, and human figures are more than just ancient graffiti. They are sacred stories, maps, and spiritual markers that connect the past to the present. To see them today is a profound reminder that we are just the latest in a long line of people to be captivated by the magic of this place. Then, in the late 19th century, the world changed. The cry of silver echoed through the canyons. In 1881, a group of prospectors discovered a massive deposit of silver ore, and the rush was on. Almost overnight, a town sprang from the dusty earth. They called it Colca, and it quickly became one of the most legendary silver mining towns in the American West. At its peak in the 1880s, Colca was a bustling, chaotic hub of activity. More than 1,200 people called this remote town home. It had everything a thriving boomtown needed: a post office, multiple general stores, hotels, a school, and of course, a legendary row of saloons where miners would spend their hard-earned pay. The sound of dynamite blasts from the surrounding hills was a constant rhythm, the heartbeat of a town obsessed with pulling riches from the ground. The mines of Colca, with names like the Silver King, the Oriental, and the Waterloo, were phenomenally productive. Over a period of just 12 years, they produced an estimated $20 million worth of silver. To put that in perspective, that's equivalent to over $500 million today. Miners, many of them immigrants from China, Cornwall, and Ireland, toiled in dangerous conditions, deep within the earth, chasing the dream of striking it rich. The town itself was a melting pot of cultures, ambitions, and hardships, all centered around the singular pursuit of silver. Life was tough, water was scarce, and the desert was an unforgiving landlord. Yet, for a brief, shining moment, Colca was the queen of the Mojave. But like all booms, this one was destined to bust. In the mid-1890s, the price of silver plummeted on the world market. The Silver Purchase Act was repealed, and suddenly, the ore that had built the town was barely worth the cost of digging it out of the ground. The mines began to shut down, one by one. The heartbeat of Colca faded. The decline was as swift as its rise. Families packed their belongings. Businesses shuttered their windows, and the once crowded streets grew quiet. People moved on to the next boomtown, the next promise of fortune, leaving Colca to the wind and the sun. By the turn of the 20th century, Colca had become what it is today, a ghost town. The buildings that once buzzed with life began to decay. their wooden frames slowly surrendering to the harsh desert elements. Colca, the collection of memories, a monument to a forgotten dream. For decades, the town sat in quiet ruin, a point of interest for curious travelers and history buffs. But its story wasn't over. In the 1950s, a man named Walter Knott, the founder of the Knott's Berry Farm theme park, saw the historical value in the decaying town. He purchased the entire town and began a painstaking restoration project. Using old photographs and historical records, Knott and his team rebuilt many of the original structures, bringing the ghost town back to life. He didn't want to create a perfect, sanitized version of the past. He aimed for authenticity, preserving the rugged, weathered feel of a real 19th-century mining town. 5 of the original buildings still stand today, silent witnesses to the entire saga. The rest are faithful reconstructions, built on the exact foundations of the originals. In 1966, Walter Knott donated the entire town to San Bernardino County, ensuring its preservation as a historical landmark for future generations. Today, visiting Calico Ghost Town is like taking a step back in time. You can walk down the same dusty main street where miners and gunslingers once strolled. You can peer into the old schoolhouse, visit the general store, or even explore the entrance to the Maggie Mines, one of the original silver mines. The town is populated by historical interpreters in period clothing, who share stories and demonstrate crafts from the era, making the history of Calico feel vibrant and alive. You can ride a miniature train that circles the town, offering panoramic views of the mines and the colorful hills. You can even try your hand at gold panning, hoping for a tiny fleck of treasure, just as the prospectors did over a century ago. It's a place that bridges the gap between history and entertainment, allowing us to connect with the past in a tangible, memorable way. Beyond the ghost town itself, Colca Canyon remains a paradise for outdoor enthusiasts. The same rugged terrain that challenged the miners now invites a new generation of explorers. The area is crisscrossed by a network of trails for off-road vehicles, from dirt bikes to 4x4s. These trails, known as the Colca OHV area, wind through spectacular landscapes, taking riders deep into the colorful canyons, past abandoned mine shafts, and up to breathtaking vistas overlooking the vast expanse of the Mojave. It's a playground for adrenaline seekers, a place to test your skills and your vehicle against the raw beauty of the desert. For those who prefer a quieter pace, the hiking is just as rewarding. Trails lead you into the heart of the canyon's geology. You can explore narrow slot canyons, climb to the top of ridges for incredible views, and get an up-close look at the mineral-stained rocks that give this place its name. One of the most popular hikes leads to the Bismarck Mines, a cluster of old mining claims that offer a fascinating glimpse into the area's history. As you walk, keep an eye out for desert wildlife. Bighorn sheep navigate the steep cliffs with impossible grace. Coyotes trot silently through the brush, and hawks circle high overhead. The desert is far from empty. It's teeming with life that has adapted perfectly to this extreme environment. Colca Canyon is a place of powerful contrasts. It is a story of geological time and human ambition, of natural beauty and industrial grit. It's where the slow, patient artistry of the earth met the fast, feverish dreams of mankind. The vibrant hills hold the memory of ancient lakes and fiery volcanoes, while the ghost town whispers tales of silver booms and heartbreaking busts. It's a place where you can feel the immense scale of history, both human and geological. Whether you come for the thrilling off-road adventures, the immersive journey into the Old West, or simply to stand in awe of the kaleidoscope of colors, Colca Canyon leaves a lasting impression. It reminds us that even in the harshest of landscapes, there is incredible beauty, fascinating history, and enduring stories waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Colca Canyon. If you enjoyed this exploration, please give this video a like, and subscribe to our channel for more adventures into the fascinating corners of our world. We'll see you next time.